right, it's going.
Cool.
I need to lower
Sweet.
the quality of this. And here we are. Hello, everybody.
Hey everyone, welcome back.
Yeah, everybody, thank you. I'm Nima.
I'm Remy, and we would like to start by thanking all of our subscribers. It's been growing, and it's so exciting to watch that happen. So thank you very much for subscribing and coming back to our videos and leaving comments. Oh my gosh, the comments that we're getting, awesome.
Beyond
So much
awesome.
fun to read and get back to, and we're getting live comments right now from Brian. Nima, go on.
Oh God, you're putting me. I was reading
am.
the comments, and
Totally
you know
putting
what?
it. I read the comments. Just
That's totally fine. Which
say some stuff.
of all the things that we're talking about, the subscribers and the comments, the fact that we're about to start a video and we already have people in our chat talking amongst each other, which is the main goal we have. For those of you that are new, we're trying to build a community of people that like good television and good film, that create a place for everybody to come have those discussions, talk about the things they like, didn't like. So it's awesome to see that stuff happening, and you guys can see it on the screen. And also, I tried to set up a subscriber alert, and as I was doing it, Carol subscribed. So thank you. You don't see your alert come up on the screen, but you're awesome for doing it. We appreciate it.
I didn't hear any of this, Nima, but thank you.
So rude. Go ahead.
So many comments already live, and they're on the screen for everyone to see. Yeah, it's gonna be one of these, like, people are gonna like it, people are gonna hate it. I want to talk about the episode itself.
Go for it.
What do you think of it?
I loved it. I loved the crap out of it. Like, I have a lot to say, so I'm gonna hold back. I want to get your thoughts first, so go for it.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't like it as much as that one epic episode when they break up, you know?
Right.
There's a lot of deeper things to this. Again, it's so metaphorical, all of this, and I'm not smart enough to figure it out, but it did make me feel a lot of emotions, which is, I guess, a good thing. And we sound good here. Yeah, there's people in our chat just talking already. This is great.
It's awesome.
I was decently pleased with how they wrapped it up.
Okay.
With her actually going to the other place and saying that the people I have left are actually the lucky ones because they don't remember anything, I guess, and they're super happy, and there's less of, it's pretty much the other way around. Two worlds that just lost a lot of people, except, I don't know.
Right. I mean,
Something like that.
the other side still remembers it, but obviously the other
Do
side
they?
didn't say, yeah, absolutely. They lost so much more that
I don't get it, 'cause-
they're left with a happy feeling because they're the lucky ones, as opposed to this side that they've lost only 3%.
Yes.
So a small percentage of people felt.
I thought,
harmed.
yeah, I mean, my bad here. I probably suck at this watching
Nope.
shows thing, but
You're fine.
I thought Nora was saying that when she met, her teenage kids and her dad, they didn't remember because they met, right? She knocked on the door or something.
The feeling I got, she was looking at him from far away.
Okay, never mind then.
I could be wrong. Maybe people in the comments can let me know, but I don't think they ever actually spoke.
Dawn, it was a happy ending.
Okay.
A little too long, a little too cheesy for me, but still pretty nice. Happy, I guess.
Do you think the episode was too long and cheesy, or certain scenes?
Certain scenes to me like dragged out a little too long.
Like which one?
Nora and Kevin.
Nora and Kevin. That's a whole episode.
Nora and Kevin dancing, for example.
Okay. I actually wrote down that scene for me specifically was the exact way you should do a scene that is really long, and the screeching that's coming from the pasta machine. Anyway, so no, like
The
was
machine
slow.
was really cool. Is that what you're saying? I love the machine.
No,
the
no,
way
no.
it looks, that whole never mind.
Not there yet, but we're gonna be there, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, this dancing scene that you're talking about, the wedding, was slow and it was touching, but it was not a second of it was wasted. There was so much emotion in every single shot of them dancing,
Yeah.
crying with each other. Like, it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, but once they got the point across, like, okay, you don't have to drag on. Like, we get it. It's super cheesy, cliche, but we still get it. Move on, you know. That's what I thought. That's the part of the episode I didn't like. We got some funny comments. It was a happy ending, and then Evan is freaked out, man.
It's freaking me out, man. What's oh, the sound? Evan, I don't know if you're talking
I
about
don't know
this.
if it's the sound. Is it the sound? No, the ending. I think we're talking about the ending. The sound is definitely freaking me out,
Man.
man. Thanks for commenting, everyone.
Yeah.
This is so great. What? Now what? Yeah, sure.
I think one of the things that I absolutely loved, and I don't know if I get the imaging perfectly yet or the symbolism behind it. It was laid on really heavy in this episode. The whole idea of, obviously, it's called the Book of Nora, and it's all about Nora. And the thing that happens at the wedding, I want to say, just like how you look for messaging in every single aspect of a show.
Sure.
I think the thing with the beads and the sins meant something. So because she says no to it at the first, and she has no sins to give to this goat, and then she rescues the goat who's supposed to be the sacrifice for all of our sins.
Yeah.
And she does take on the burden of all those beads. So I'm like hoping that it actually means something. I'm not sure if it does though. So
please, someone tell us what that means. Oh, so many. Hey, Fernando.
Yeah, Fernando, Evan, Don, everybody, thank you for joining in. Thanks for coming back. For those of you that are
Kevin and Nora end up together. Yes, yeah, it was cool. I was just pleased with the sci-fi kind of thing with the two worlds. That was cool, and he understands and he believes in her story because he's been there in a way, going through these death dreams.
I took it in kind of like a romantic way. Like he believes her story because he's madly in love with Nora. Whatever she says,
I think it was more for, I've been to this weird place where I don't know what's real or not. So yeah, I believe what you went through is real.
Okay.
So she spent like quite a bit of her lifetime looking, like getting there and then looking for the first man who created the machine. That was a little weird. And so that must have taken a long time to build another machine so she can come back.
Right.
So that was, I feel like maybe that was the weaker spot where they tried to make everything.
You mean her coming back? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, they had to explain that, I guess, in order to tie off the whole story nicely. I think they figured out the ending and that they wanted to see them back together. Is someone say something funny?
For people that don't know, Dayweather, Remy's part of it.
Yeah, it's my band. Someone's being funny. One of the three.
That's
anyways,
really
the sound. Oh yeah, the sound is. My wife is making zoodles.
Zucchini.
If you want me to go deeper into explaining what that means, I will. But let's go back to the show.
Deeper into it, it's just zucchini noodles. How much are you gonna get?
She wants everybody to know. It looks like this.
Oh, that looks really good, actually.
I know. It's gonna be delicious.
All right, sidetrack. Come back.
Yeah, seriously, tangent. Ooh.
You said you thought it was a weaker part of the episode where they explain how she came back. Is that what you mean? Because I love that part.
She could be lying. She could be lying.
About what? About
the horror. Because at the end, when she's in the the ball and the liquid fills it up, she says something. Maybe she says stop because they can hear her still, and we don't know if she actually went through because the last shot we see is her grasping for air or actually saying something,
Yeah, it's either grasping for air or saying something, right?
So maybe she didn't go through and she went to hiding, and that's a good point, Brian. I like it. The ugly, ugly sound is over. Thank God. Nima, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking cappuccino and water.
Cool.
I loved
particularly liked in this episode.
I liked everything. There was so much I liked about it. But
did you like this episode as much as the one with Kevin, Nora in Melbourne? Good Day or whatever.
It's up there. I'm probably not as much.
Okay.
But it's still some of my favorite TV that I've ever seen. It's
really
incredibly good. I like the sci-fi aspect of it, even though for some reason they kept it to such a minimum small amount. I liked, for example, the design of the machine, the design of that truck. It reminded me of Primer, and Primer is one of my favorite sci-fi movies. It looked like a real thing that would probably work. I don't know how it works, but
yeah, Primer was decent. I mean, I love the way it looked. When she's like naked walking into it, and the camera's behind her, and all the cool insides. That was done really well.
Correct.
And then when you see like the mold of someone that just went through the machine,
I was like,
oh, this is awesome.
Correct.
That's awesome.
That whole beginning, even from the discussion that Kevin and Nora were having about their childhood, and they're laughing and then crying because he's writing the obituary. It was an incredible sequence the way through.
That was amazing. I agree with that.
Man,
that whole beginning of the episode to me was like, and Matt, the acting there. Oh,
absolutely. And like again, this is another episode of, as much as I didn't like Nora's character for much of this show, her acting is just unbelievable, and
Yeah.
her character is just someone that you just want to follow all the way through, even though I may not like her.
I feel, to me, Matt is the actor playing him is like the best.
Yeah, I
He's,
agree.
He's incredible. Like almost every emotion is able to like right in your face.
And we're talking about the acting of it. Like Matt and Nora, both of them, they've had sequences where the camera is literally in their face. Like it's nothing but looking at their face, and they're having these long takes where they have to go through multiple emotions in one take. Where serious, mad, sad, crying, all these things are happening without any cuts, and you just like drawn to it. You're staring at them go through these emotions. You're obviously not even thinking about the actor doing it. You're seeing the character do it. Like you're seeing Nora get pissed off at the scientist and then cry because she's gonna mention her kids' names. Like it's incredible.
That
TV.
scene when she's like looking, when it opens with her face and she's doing the same, spiel or whatever.
Correct.
And the whole thing where they ask her to do it again, and so good. We have a few comments.
I'm trying to keep the comments on the screen for as long as possible because people are talking. So
yeah, I mean Brian and Yolene are trying to figure out what happened there.
I'm gonna agree with Yol, by the way. I think she did go through and it was real, and I'm disappointed we didn't get to see the other side of it, but that's just filmmaking. The artist decided
I think so too. On the story aspect, I think she did go through. Because after everything we've seen happen to Kevin, like, come on.
They haven't explained the Kevin thing yet, and if they were heavily hinting that Lori was gonna kill herself, and she didn't, or maybe
by
this
the
is a
way,
completely
I think
different
I got that
universe.
right. I'm pretty sure I said in a few episodes that she was not gonna die.
Okay.
I just props to me. Tap on the back. Good job, Remy. Anyways. So many comments. This is hard to keep up with, Nima.
It's all right. I'm going to leave you to the comments. But one of the things I was going to say is throughout the whole episode, when Kevin was lying about his backstory, which I don't understand why. Maybe somebody in the comments can tell us why he was lying. But I was really getting this strong feeling that, like, man, this is going to be sci-fi heavy as shit, meaning that we are in a different universe now where this is a different Kevin. And I was like, oh my God, this is great.
That was done so well. I totally felt the same thing. Like, okay, what are we looking at? She knows. It's like you start thinking of logic and your brain's like, okay, so obviously she's the same Nora, just older.
Right.
And is Kevin bullshitting her? Did he completely go crazy and now, maybe he had a heart attack, gave him like some kind of like stroke and something. Who knows?
Right.
And then you're like the whole time like, oh my gosh, this is kind of awesome, but I have no idea what's going on. And then Kevin's like, no, all right. Which was cool too, because then the whole ending happens fast after that. And the cheesiness too.
Correct. And I think when you say cheesy, I do think it leaned too much towards the happiness. I'm not saying it was a happy ending because I don't think it was. And Dawn, I agree. I think they should have kept Lori dead. I think that would have been much better for her story arc. But I think for a show that's like handling death, and it handles death better than almost any other piece of art I've ever seen. I mean, like Robin Williams is what do you call it? What Dreams May Come handled death really well, but this handles death, decisions of when or how you should die. These are great things that this show tackled. Even with Lori, the idea that you can take your own life when you choose to is a deep thing, and it's up to you. But they went through that whole episode in such a dramatic way, and to have her back almost makes all the things that you went through in that episode for no reason at all.
No. I don't agree with that.
You don't? Why?
No, I was not happy to see Laura. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense because she never says, yes, okay, I'm probably gonna kill myself. Like, and the acting was settled, and so maybe she's like, oh yeah, never mind your story about like dying underwater. That sounds good, scuba diving. I'm just gonna do it for myself because it feels good.
Right. Obviously, that's the way it went. But
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, because she talks to her kids right before going in. Like, she has really no reason to kill herself at this point. Think about it.
I mean, yeah, obviously now you're right. I absolutely agree with you. But I'm saying during that story, don't even. During that story arc, they they hinted that she was gone. They hinted that she was gonna commit suicide all the way through, and
No, when did they hint that she was gonna kill herself?
she said bye to her family. She said bye to everybody. They
Oh,
started
yeah,
the episode
yeah,
with a
sure.
suicide, and they
Yes.
hinted that she was going to do the same thing all over again. Which
Yeah.
obviously, I'm not saying it's a bad decision. It's one that they made, and I respect it all the way through.
Maybe
But-
they needed old Nora to call Lori just for the sake of the story and the ending they wanted to go to.
Maybe it's
maybe.
possible. But I mean, either way, it's obviously any decision that an artist makes when you have two different people or 4, 6 different people arguing about that decision, going back and forth, it's a right one. As long as you get people talking about what you did, you're doing something right. So I'm hats off to them for creating
Sure.
this whole show and going out
Yeah.
the way they choose to go out, as opposed to getting canceled or dropped halfway through the season, end of the season. That kind of stuff sucks. To come back and be like, you know what, we have 10 more episodes. This is the story we want to tell. We're going to wrap it up.
Let's
Is
just
a good
hope
way to
they
go.
don't do spin-offs of Lori.
I don't know. I think this is done.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Which, by the way, there's only one spin-off of Game of Thrones.
Which one is it?
I didn't read it. I just saw the article that it's only one now. And it's years and years and years away.
Yeah, exactly. Yolene, I love your logic.
Yo, you're right. I mean, I get it, but therapists kill themselves all the time. Like,
Yeah,
people
sure, but-
people kill themselves. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
the profession.
Yeah, that's true. But again,
I think certain professions do kill themselves more than others, though. Isn't there a whole story that dentists kill themselves a lot?
wow, I was not aware of such.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hope I'm wrong. That's horrible. I know a lot of
Everyone
great
that's been
dentists.
commenting live, thank you so much. This gets the conversation going.
Yep.
Yeah, there's we want to tell some people, if you've stayed that long, I should have said all this earlier, and I think I may have, but I forgot.
I don't think I did. Go ahead.
But we by no means we're trying to take ourselves very seriously when we do this. We're just getting started. We might get more and more serious when we do our reviews and our analysis and stuff like that. But if you're here to see people talk very seriously about, what's going on in the show, we're not it. We're more of a fun, like, friends talking via Skype and for you guys as entertainment, really. But we're still really love these shows that we're watching, and all the reviews that we do is mainly for things that we really like. Except when it's a brand new show, for example, on HBO, like Big Little Lies, which was our last season. We didn't know what we were
Right.
getting ourselves into, and it was really interesting. So back to this episode, because that was pretty boring.
What was people?
Not the episode, me. That's just
Oh, I was like, what?
just say something. Just say something.
No, I think that's great, and we're gonna get better as the seasons that we call them go on. We're gonna be coming back with Game of Thrones in about a month. In between, we are definitely gonna have episodes for House of Cards and other things in the middle. So just stay with us, subscribe, and we'll build this channel together. You guys having this discussion is what keeps us going. It's points us in the right direction. So just let us know what you
And
like,
it's
what you
fun.
don't like. Absolutely.
Yeah, help us grow this the right way. Like,
Is
what's
your
the
wife
word?
okay?
Something criticism, honey.
Constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
construction paper, but with criticism.
Oh God.
My jokes are on point this weekend, all weekend long, man. Just kidding. Brian.
Brian, we're
Yes,
glad
thanks,
you're here
dude.
too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you have any thoughts or ideas, you can just, message us somehow, somewhere.
Like in a
Comment.
comment section?
Yeah.
Somehow.
YouTube doesn't have like private messages, does it?
It does, but it's so hidden inside
Yeah.
the infrastructure of the system that most people don't know where it is to send a message.
I have
And
no idea where it is.
Us as owners of the channel, we barely know how to even get to it to look at it. So it's bad on both ends.
It's been a year, huh?
Of us doing the YouTube thing?
Yeah, a little less than that, maybe 7 months. 8
No, I
months.
think we've been doing YouTube for about a year. But for those people that are watching, don't go back looking at those videos because they might be audio only, and if there's video, it's gonna be bad. So just
it's gonna
stick
be bad.
with this for a while. If you think this is bad, don't even bother watching those. But this is much better than what we had
Oh,
before.
the significance at the doves at the end from Brian. I'm sure. Again, I'm gonna say this for the 8th time this season.
Go on.
A lot of metaphors. It's like obviously there's a lot of metaphors,
Okay.
and I'm definitely not smart enough to understand most of them.
So that was a
I'm
really
sure
long way
it
of saying I don't
does.
know.
Yeah. I'm sure the doves had like some very deep significance, or maybe not. Maybe that was just easy to shoot right there.
No, those shots probably were not easy at all.
I mean, okay, the doves, they carry messages from weddings, so it's like a business thing,
Oh God.
and they come back to the thing. That's why she's throwing all the messages away. So there's gotta, yeah. I mean, you can analyze this to make it mean stuff, like message in a bottle kind of thing. Our existence. We don't know where we're going. Put your thoughts out there. Who knows where they're going? I feel like this whole show is like a big metaphor for how lost we are,
Oh,
individually,
absolutely, sure.
as a species. That's decently smart.
I just saw Yolanda's comment, and Yolanda, I love you and I hate you at the same time because as soon as I read it, I'm like, yeah,
Ah.
of course.
Yolanda, oh gosh, how did we not catch that, Nima?
Because you and I are not, upper echelons of genius in this show.
Definitely not, man.
Nick, I agree. This was a great ending to a great show. This is
Yeah.
this is the way a lot of shows should end. Not too happy, not too sad. Just wrap up your story and be gone. Don't drop cliffhangers of we could come back and all those things.
Well, there's still a lot of things that I'd like answers to. And like they didn't
Evan,
really
thank you so much for subscribing.
didn't. Oh yeah, thanks a lot. Um, sweet. We talked him into it. I don't know what I was saying, but my screen just went off. Anyways, it's okay.
You're still here. It's all good.
Yeah, I know, not this screen. My YouTube screen. It's coming back. I think.
It's unfortunate that your camera didn't go off. Oh.
Oh, I know. You don't want to see this the whole time. I understand.
It's all right. You and I are pretty
One day I'm
similar
gonna sit
looking.
the skeleton here,
Talk as
and I'm
him.
just gonna
Don't.
like be off screen and just gonna talk to you that way.
Don't do that. But we're gonna go back to talking about leftovers. But for
Yeah.
the people that are in the channel, please do tell us what kind of show you want us to do next, what channel it's on, what's coming out that you're interested in, because we are trying to plan our next year or so. So if there is anything coming out, let us know and we'll do our best to cover it. If it's a brand new show or if it's a new season that's coming back, that makes it a lot easier for us to do.
We are doing Game of Thrones after this, whenever that comes back out.
Yeah.
And then we're still not sure what we're gonna do in between, but there's House of Cards for sure. So if you like that show, come back to see us. It's not a weekly thing, so we're still trying to figure out what to do. One episode at a time or two or three. Not sure.
There's been a couple people that have asked us to do one episode at a time, which
Yeah.
we could do that. It's just that it means it's going to prolong a whole season of a show that all of it is already out. So I don't know if that's going to
okay.
work
I
out.
think we should do 2 or 3 a week maybe. And I like that idea because like by the last episode we'll be a lot better with the names and
Okay.
the plots, which is what some of our constructive criticism is about lately. When people are telling us that we don't even remember names and stuff. Yeah, when we first started a show, we're having a hard time to get back into it. House of Cards is like really fast talking, pretty complicated, kind of like the newsroom in a way.
Right. Kronos Preacher, I've heard really good things about, and why does the Kronos name sound familiar to me? It's something. Is it mythology? I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think so. Kronos, Greek god of time.
Greek god of time.
I think it's the god of time. Kronos, chronometer.
Is it? It's not that kind of Kronos.
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah, let's stop the whole show and talk about this guy's
I'm
name.
pretty sure I'm right, but I might be wrong.
I think it's god of war, isn't it?
Kronos. No, like chronology. I know it's with a K, and I don't. Anyways,
See you, Yolanda. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're awesome. We appreciate it.
thanks, Nima. My screen's calling back.
Not you. I'm not thanking you.
Oh, I know. Dude, so are you happy with these 3 seasons? Like, are you satisfied with your experience with this show?
Absolutely. It's one of those shows that, because of the way it's gone and the way it ended, the number of people that have watched it now is going to be dwarfed by the number of people that watch it over the next like 6-7 years. It's a good, like,
Timeless kind of piece?
not even timeless. Absolutely, you're right about that. But it's nicely wrapped up. It's great for binge watching, and it's going to be something that, like, all the people that are watching it now are going to tell their friends about it, and those friends might wait a year before they even go back to it. They're going to see it on their HBO list, and they're going to continue watching it. And obviously, the creators are going to become more and more famous. These guys are still fairly young when it comes to it.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, it was still I don't know if they made the show as like really a piece of art and it didn't really care if a lot of people were gonna catch on to it. Um,
I
I think that's what they did because it really is like some of these episodes on their own are amazing.
and some of them are pretty bad. I mean, you and I agree that there was one episode that we just generally didn't like. Obviously, most of our audience liked
Yeah,
it a lot more
if
than
I
we
go
did.
back to the first two seasons, I'm sure I'll find same kind of thing like episodes I didn't like and episodes
Correct.
I did really like. But at the beginning, it was more like a flawless chronological storytelling, and then it started going like different times and stuff, and then the dreams.
Correct. And I think one of the feelings that I've gotten now that I look back to the 3 seasons, season one seemed like a season that HBO was throwing a lot of money on back because I remember even the marketing was really heavy back then, and it was a really well structured first season of a show that could have gone on for 10 seasons or something. And
You think so? You think
yeah,
so?
I do, and I think somewhere between that and like maybe halfway through season two, I got the feeling that everybody that was creating it knew that they didn't want this show to go on for much longer
Yeah.
because
Okay.
it just seemed like maybe it was the audience size, maybe whatever it was that led them to decide that we're not going to keep this going. We want to wrap it up, and we want to wrap it up what they say on their own term. And
Did they know it was gonna end like this when it started the story, or no? Do you know? Should we read more articles next time when it's the episode finale or the
I mean,
season
I don't know.
series?
Maybe we do, maybe we don't, but I don't think so. I think when you start a show, unless you know it's a mini series and you know when you want to wrap it up, I don't think you know how you're going to end it, especially how you're going to end another third season. Because a lot of times you don't know. You're hoping that the studio, the channel
Yeah,
buys
it's.
1 season, 2 seasons, three
I'm sure it's
seasons.
like a weird game of negotiating and stuff like that, but it sucks to hear stuff like that because that means that a lot of great stories get hurt
Sure.
because of budgets and stuff like that.
There is websites and there's a whole list, I forgot what it's called, that you can look into, of incredible scripts that are not getting bought because studios are thinking it's too expensive, too risky, and they just sit there until somebody buys them. And I gotta find this website for you because you'll be amazed the list of movies that came from those scripts that were blacklisted, not because they were horrible, but because
Yeah.
somebody thought this is going to be too hard to make, and like incredible movies have come out of that list.
Brian and Kronos are talking about this immortality scene when they're having a conversation with Nora and Kevin. And
The wedding scene.
yeah, what did he say there? Did he say like, "Oh, I'm mortal" or "I'm immortal"? I
Um,
couldn't figure
he's
it out. I
talking
couldn't
about
hear
his
it.
heart attack,
Yes, but
and
that's also he talks about having this incision and something which happens in his dream because he
right.
cuts himself open.
Basically, he's talking about his dad, right? And he's like in his 91, he's still kicking. So
Yeah, but she
um,
starts with by joking like, "Oh, so he's immortal" or something. She made some kind of illusion joke about.
I think he said he's immortal, and she says, like you or something like that. And he's like, I'm not immortal. You know, who
Okay,
told you?
I think that's what happened. You're right.
I could be really long about this.
But I don't know. Kevin, held his life pretty well. I was believing that he lost his mind for a while.
Right, and I get somebody in our comments, I'm not sure if it was Brian or Evan, said that Kevin was trying to be careful, which is why he was lying.
Yeah.
I kind of understand that. I kind of don't. Like, I guess I can understand being careful to be standoffish, but A, it's Nora. Why be careful that much? And why lie to the extent that you know for sure Nora knows all these things? And Nora was testing him the whole time. So I don't understand the motivation behind the lying at all, or the logic or the purpose.
From Kevin, you don't understand that.
From Kevin, right?
From
Because that
Kevin.
was
Well, he
really
wants someone. Yeah, someone said he wanted to be careful when he approached her because he's probably been looking for her that whole time.
right.
And I think it's been like at least 15 years. At least. I mean, the makeup was on point, by the way. They did such a good job.
I have a comment about the makeup. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was just to build up tension within the episode. It was like 100. It was like an hour and 17 minutes. They could have like cut some fat off, but maybe just wanted that in there to have more impact at the end, probably
Oh.
because it was great. The scene at the end was pretty good.
You're talking
Not
about
as
the dinner
cheesy
scene?
as the dancing scene, which
Correct.
went for too long, in my opinion. And then wait, Nick was he said something interesting, a question about
What do you guys think about the plane of existence that
yeah.
Nora went to with all where all the deported are? I think Nora's explanation of it sounds fascinating. I would have loved to seen it, but at the same time, this is one of
It's
the
the
reasons
same
this
place.
show's
It's
really good.
Earth.
Yeah, but it's Earth when it's
It's
deserted.
Yeah, like 7% of
97%
the
is gone.
population is gone. I'm still unclear on whether these people like have tried to. I mean, they're happier because they feel like the lucky ones, and so they're super happy for not having being picked or something. So I don't know. Very interesting.
I think it's the idea that I believe they were trying to convey is like, imagine waking up, 97% of the world is gone. Obviously, it's traumatic, it's tragic. Your mom's gone, your father's gone, your kids are
Yeah.
gone. But after 7 years, that 3%, which is a really small group of people,
Yeah.
are going to bond together. Like, they're going to
Yeah, sure.
form friendships of appreciation, of luck, whatever it is. While the other universe, whatever you want to call it, that only 3% were gone, it's such a small number that as
That
the
is
show
like
showed,
that freaks everyone out.
right, they're still
Like,
constantly thinking
this
about
could
it.
happen again, and I don't want to be picked. And
Exactly. Or why those people were picked and we weren't, all those things.
so some kind of cosmic event created like some kind of mirror image of our existence, our
Or
planet.
or there's constantly always multiple universes happening at the same time, and there was a
Yeah.
glitch between two of them.
Yeah, bro.
No, I mean, that kind of
The
stuff is-
universe, man.
One thing about the makeup, I love the way they did the makeup all the way through, but
Sure.
it was bugging the hell out of me that didn't apply makeups to the hands, or maybe I missed it. But man, Nora's hands were as young as she was, in the previous episodes, and it was bugging me for a show that did
really
such
paid
a.
attention to that.
But I mean, everything else with the
details,
makeup was
yeah.
incredible. Like,
Yeah.
and it's such a simple thing that the way they do old age makeup that's not CGI, the way they've done it in that thing, it's such a simple trick, but it looks
Yeah,
great.
they dried the skin and stuff, and so it gets wrinkly because of that was glue or something like that. I'm sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they did a good job. There's people out there just, doing that for a living. It's definitely been decades, and I could totally see Kevin panicking because he's in love with her, and he's got that like high school kid kind of thing to him sometimes.
Okay.
Like the short temper and such.
And mental issues.
Yeah, who knows what's going on there?
I mean, he is Christ or Messiah, whatever you want to call it. That's that's one thing that is really disappointing about this. And now that I'm saying that out loud,
Uh-oh.
for a
We're
show,
all in for a treat here. Go
no,
ahead.
no, no, like for a show to be going so strongly about what the hell is going on with Kevin, to not mention any of it in the last episode is kind of annoying. Because, dude, I mean, he went to the afterlife again, and came
Yeah.
back and did all those things, and
And
like,
he killed himself in the afterlife.
right.
Like anyways, confusing. Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of episodes you can find on YouTube that explain all of that.
I hope
dream
so.
sequence stuff.
I think it's gonna take a year or so for me to find a video of somebody explaining this whole show perfectly. I'm gonna be like, oh, I get it now.
Well, that person, yeah, I mean, there's many different people who have different explanations, and they're all valid at some point. Again, this is a piece of art that we're just debating nonsense over.
Nonsense.
It's almost like, what's the point to talk about this?
This is
It was
all that
nice.
matters.
It's over now. But I'm glad I feel good after watching this last episode. I would have been upset if it was something like less concrete. Not gonna lie.
Right.
Yeah.
Brian, I agree that scene is funny, and also the wedding scene, that there was always this bald dude in the background dancing his ass off. That also made me laugh. It was a serious scene, but in the background you see this bald dude just going crazy. Like, good for you, man.
Someone's having fun, not crying.
So much crying in the show.
Oh
right?
man. Yeah, I mean, what else? What else we got?
What else? Do you got?
Everybody's storyline is closed off. Life goes on. The show's about the afterlife, but not really. It's about our
It's about a lot of different things. One is
big
afterlife, one
things,
is
like
death.
deeper things.
Right.
And I like thinking that maybe people who make these kind of art shows are trying to open people's eyes to that, something like that.
I agree. Whoa, it just got really loud on you, and
Yeah,
was
the
weird.
AC just kicked in.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take this to a room eventually because this is.
It's all good.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm noticing, and for people that have watched Fargo or the other shows that the actress who plays Nora is Nora's personality kind of the actress's personality, or is she just pulling off a different character? Because now I'm realizing a lot of the funny moments in this show came from Nora having this weird, confident, like kind of an asshole, like but like just really straight to the point personality. That I'm wondering which it is. Is it Nora that's really funny, or is it the actress that's really funny?
It's probably the actress.
Because like remember even like when
she seems so natural, like she's just
right, like when she's bringing the goat food. First she's like, "Hey, you hungry?" And it goes and gets the food, and the goat is eating the papers. And she's like, "Hey!" And the goat goes, "Bam!" It was awesome. It was so great. God, man, shit like that made me laugh. Like I'm realizing almost all the funny moments are with Nora.
Why was that? Yeah, well, in a way, I guess she's a comic relief, but that
She's
scene
so
with the biker off the ladder and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't. What was the purpose of that scene? Something about the birds.
I mean, the scene was about the birds, right? Sorry, I'm waiting you to finish because I just realized I interrupted.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm just trying to. You gotta help me finish my sentences, man.
No, it was about the birds. I don't know why she was so upset about the birds. Maybe she was expecting him to come back. Maybe it was her shift. But that scene was about the birds. I don't know the significance of the dude sleeping with a nun. Like, I don't know why anybody cares.
Maybe another metaphor.
For what?
I don't know.
Like
everybody's got secrets or whatever.
Ooh, maybe it's not even a metaphor. It's just simply saying that because of everything that happened, even a nun is gonna sleep with whoever she wants because who gives a shit?
Sure.
Maybe that's what it is.
Sure.
Same thing that you were saying Matt was feeling a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, Matt kind of gave up. I don't know if he gave up, but like he's. Gosh, that was such good acting. I love that. Like Matt's storyline is great right there. His like, you feel for him, man.
Yeah, Matt's incredible. I wonder what else is he in that we should watch.
Yeah, Mariah's like, I think I've seen this actor somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who knows? I hope he gets picked up more now because that was like great performance.
You know, it'd be great if all of these people that we like, don't even dare, all of these people that we like come back in Westworld. That would be great.
Wait, what?
Because HBO hires within their show. They have, I assume, their own talent agencies.
Yeah, sure. So was there anybody in this show in Westworld? No.
I don't think so because as far as I can tell, the production time probably would have overlapped too much.
Sure. So what was your point about Westworld?
I'm just saying, now that this is over and the Westworld hasn't started yet, as far as I can tell, it would be great if some of these actors get transferred right over to Westworld because I loved seeing them on the screen.
Sure. Like Matt, Nora, Kevin. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. Lori was a main actress too. Main character, I mean.
Doctor Who. Have you seen Doctor Who?
Yeah, like, is it a remake of the old one? Was there an old one?
No, Doctor Who's been going on for like 20-something years.
Oh, okay.
There's never a remake. It's just a new...
it's probably a pretty good production and stuff like that.
No, man. Hold on. No. I don't want to say anything mean about a show that is so beloved across so many different countries. I think it's cheesy, but it's meant to be cheesy. So production quality is usually pretty low. But on purpose, as far as I know, because it's ridiculously popular and it's been going on for literally ages. So many different actors have been playing the Doctor for so long, and
that's cool.
It usually has, you know what, the positive messaging that you like in Sense8.
Yeah.
Doctor Who usually has
like that.
Similar.
It's hard to like when you're trying to like have messages with something that you're making, I guess, in a show or something like that. It's hard to convey that message and straddle that delicate line between too cheesy and perfect, especially when you have a message.
I think not only it's hard, it's got to be impossible, man. I can't find anybody that has a show that's dedicated to just positive messaging all the way through that gets to stick around.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the reasons Doctor Who gets to stick around is because it's BBC.
Yeah.
Like, it's taxpayers funding what they watch.
So it's like a feel-good show.
It's not I mean, it's science fiction. It's super cheesy. Kids watch it, and those kids that have watched it are now our age, and they're still watching it. But I mean, it's still like a message of togetherness and all those things.
Do you like? I don't know about you, but when I watch something new like this, I want to be as like submerged as possible. So if it's a little bit cheesy,
it takes you out.
I'm disconnected in a way.
Right.
But then there's tons of shows like this that have been around forever that are not meant to suck you in. They're just like almost like a background kind of thing, like The Simpsons almost. You can have an episode going. You don't have to like pay attention to everything. It's not an ongoing story, but still it has like this, be nice to one another message in a way.
Simpsons? I've never seen any of it. Don't yell at me, anybody in the comments. I've never seen any.
Nima's never watched The Simpsons.
Yeah, I think it's too late in my life to start, but yeah.
Nora is just shaking her head in disbelief. Nima.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry to let you down.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel weird, Nima.
It doesn't. I've gotten that comment from so many people already. I'm like 31 years old, man. I've gotten that so many times.
So Matt's in that is what Don wanted to say with it.
Oh, Matt's in Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Matt's not the Doctor, though, right?
I've never watched Doctor Who, by the way, so that's one on me.
I've seen one episode and I was like, I'm good.
That's what's fun.
But I mean, there's scenes of Doctor Who that come up on Reddit and YouTube all the time.
Yeah,
I watch those because
people make memes out of them.
I don't know, maybe within their own circles. I'm not sure.
Cool, man. I'm satisfied. Yeah.
Thanks everybody for everybody for tuning in. For those of you that haven't, we would absolutely appreciate it if you could hit that. I'm gonna get it right one day. The subscribe button that's right over.
I'm pretty sure it's right there.
It is.
Right? Awesome.
And we'll be back actually in a couple of days with our next episode for
House of Cards. Let's just do episode 2 and have like a 10-minute review.
You got it. We say 10 minutes, well then we go into like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah,
which is
probably start talking about AI and other things that we usually like talking about.
Oh, there's so many cool things about AI lately, but we're not going to pollute this show by talking about that.
Yeah.
But
thanks for kicking with us, guys. All you guys in the live chat. I mean, Nick's been around. Oh, he's got a question. You might read that. Brian, Don. Going up here. Kronos.
Nick, I like it. Yeah, everybody had different theories. We had different crazy theories. And, you know what? We were just like banging our heads against the wall trying to figure out this whole bird thing, and it meant nothing. Like, it was literally that thing that the birds are just nothing. They're just like a thing in the background. We're like, what could it mean? It could be anything, and it literally
maybe that's nothing. How they. Gosh, do you think they made that happen so that we get like people like me and you like just start having deep conversations trying to make sense of it, or to keep us watching? Because I don't know.
We're doing that thing where I just realized where we say bye and then we're like,
and then
nope,
we talk again.
We're gonna keep talking.
Yeah.
I think it definitely was used as a way to keep us going and wonder about it.
Thanks for cutting out. Sorry.
But I'm wondering if you and I are simply the type that just got stuck to it while everybody else moved on from it, rightfully so, obviously.
Probably.
Right.
So if we don't see you guys later, I mean, we'd love to see you on our other shows. So if you subscribe, you'll get a notification. Chat with us if you watch it or not. Say hello or whatever. And thanks for sticking around for this whole season.
Most of you. Hello or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Say hello or don't. We don't care.
Well, no, say hello or say whatever. So Don's going to be like, hey, whatever.
MacGuffin. Fine. Thank you. I've been looking for what that term is, and I've been describing that for so long, and that's exactly what it is. Thank you, Kronos.
Wait, what? This is huge.
An object or device in a movie or book that serves merely as a trigger to move the plot along.
Oh, MacGuffin?
Yeah,
that's a term for that?
Yeah, it's a term. And
we've just gotten smarter.
I know.
We have just gotten smarter.
Thank you, Kronos.
Thank you, Kronos. Kronos, the god of time.
I'm pretty sure I was right on that. But we can't keep going. Thank you, everybody. We absolutely appreciate you guys sticking around with us for the last, 45 minutes. You are beyond awesome. We're going to be back in a few days and then in a month or so. So if you're into HBO shows, we'll be back in a month with Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. And Nick, yeah, totally. Like, it feels good to know that all the people that are actually departed in this whole story are doing just fine. It's a nice way to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Cool. All right.
Speaking of
well,
which,
everyone, I'm Remy.
I'm Nima, and
Thanks.
we'll be back. Bye. What are you looking at down there?
I'm holding my audio connection because it keeps
Oh, really?
cutting you in and out. Yeah. So there's some things you said that I did not hear.
Oh, Kronos just subscribed. Thank you, Kronos.
Sweet. It's cool that you can see all that, right, brother?